Hi, friends. It's Brittany Valadez here for BravelyDaily.com. So, you're probably seeing that the background is different and the quality is different. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, definitely follow me on Instagram right now. It's just at Brittany Valadez. And I did a poll asking, should I upload the Chosen interview and just like me sitting in my hotel room, just there? Or should I jazz it up a bit, edit it, and do some stuff like that? And this is what you guys said. You just wanted to see the raw, unedited version. So yes, I filmed this part separately and then I filmed the ending separately, but here you go. This is the unedited version. This is what life on the road is like, guys. So enjoy my interview with Elizabeth Tabish of The Chosen. You have this huge show that's on its third season. Okay, so now that you've been in with things for quite a while now, how are you feeling with where everything's at, where you're going? Is this is your family? Just yeah, give us a vibe.
It's just I'm like constantly pinching myself because uh, when this started it was just like it was a web series. It was 4 episodes. It was crowdfunded. We didn't know if we were going to like finish the season. And over the last, I think it's 4 years now, which is crazy. It's just been this like gradual build and growth and there have been these like little moments where I'm like, oh, this is going to be like a popular show, I think. And then like the next thing I'm like, oh, I had no idea. Like this is really growing and growing. And it's a dream for any actor to be able to like be on a show that has this much growth and such an important story and such a known story and like these characters that everybody already loves. It seems like sometimes it seems like a dream, like this seems impossible to be happening. I was about to quit acting right before I got this role, so like this was completely unexpected. But like over the course of all of this, like everything is unexpected, which of course is like one of the themes of the show of like getting used to different. And I've had to a lot.
So obviously, since the show has come out, I'm pretty sure a lot of things have changed in your own personal life. What are some good, positive things that you've seen from, hey, I I don't know, I bought this new car, or I just look at life really different. What are some good things that have happened since the show started filming for you?
I think just like everything is completely different. Um, when I auditioned, I was living with my mom. I was broke. I was driving kind of a beat up car and struggling so hard. Like I really was, I was planning on doing a different career because acting wasn't working out. And here we are now, like these 3 seasons later, I feel like I've like opened my heart to like real love. I got married. We moved into a house together. Like just all these things that you know I I got so used to not expecting in my life and not even really hoping for it, just thinking it was impossible. I had I think low expectations of what life has to offer. And I'd see other people have these wonderful things. I'm like, well, that's for them and not for me. I'm just like, I have bad luck or something. Um, and I'm just, I feel grateful to be able to live a life that is less stressful in many ways, and of course more stressful in other ways. And I think the biggest thing for me though is like my faith has changed. My faith in humanity, my faith in God has dramatically changed. I was so used to things not going well, and I have realized that like in some of those darker and sadder places, God was still with me and using that, like almost I had to go through some of that in order to even understand this role. So it's blown my mind that like at no point was I alone, even though I felt like I was. And I look back now, I'm like, oh, this is so well planned. And who else could plan it? It's like it's got God's touch on it, on my life, on the people that I interact with. I mean, there's something so special happening.
No, absolutely. It's funny. A lot of stuff you mentioned are stuff that I was talking about with people this week. So God
Yeah.
it's a thing. God, he does work. He formed us, he says in the Bible, like, I knew you before you were formed, in your mother's womb. And it's like he already does plan our lives. And I think of God's purpose like this. So many people in life may not find God's purpose when we're not seeking him, but he has a plan and a purpose for all of us. So when we walk in accordance to his will, even through the hard times, and it's like, Lord, I could easily turn from you, but can you help me, God? And he comes through, and we start finding happiness. And it doesn't mean roses, as we all know, anybody
No.
human
Yeah.
knows struggle, whether it's illness, poverty, anything like that, loss of a loved one. The Lord is still there. And he's like, but my purpose is not in this earth. It's in for fullness of life. It's in the next life. I'm going to help you get through this time, but it's for the next life. And can you walk with me? You will find your purpose. And then you'll find eternity with me after. And I'm like, that's amazing. And what you said about going through struggles, I talked with another actress at one time, and she says, look, sometimes God allows us to hit rock bottom because there's only other one way. There's only one other way. It's up. And I said, it's true. God will often use us at our most difficult times to, you know, bring us closer to him. And then the good happens.
It's true. I mean, I think of the flip in my mind and in my heart. The the second I realized, like, I need to let go of what I thought was my dream, and I realized that the version of what I thought it was really selfish. It was like success and fame and really cool sexy roles, and like I'm like, this isn't actually what I want. And I let go of it by saying, like, I don't want to work anymore. I told my agent to stop submitting me. I'm like, this something feels wrong here, and it was literally like that week, like that's when it happened, the audition for The Chosen, of like, I I couldn't have, yeah, I mean, I couldn't have seen it coming. I wasn't seeing this coming. And it meant so much more, I think, because I was ready to let it go, like it was like, oh, now that you maybe let go of the, I don't know, egotistical parts of it, then like God can give you what you want, but you have to like change in order to do it. You have to like surrender in order to do it. And that's been such a, I mean, transformative lesson.
Yes, and you said one of the good things that, because I'd asked you earlier about what has come out of everything, and you mentioned that you're married now and stuff. And funny enough,
Yeah.
another conversation I was having with a reporter last night, we were all talking about relationships and marriage and dating and everything. So, any advice to any young ones? How did you know that your spouse was the one? And for anybody who's searching, I don't know if this person is the one or whatever. What was it that when did you know, and how did you know, and what advice would you give to them?
When you know, and there's no getting around it. I have tried to make other relationships work and really struggled within them, and would like look past certain things and even change myself in order to like fit in with what they wanted. And it was, so relationships were so much work, to the point where I'm like, I'm cursed. Like I can't do this well. I would get my heart broken constantly when I was younger, and then I kind of closed off my heart. And when I dated, it was really for all the wrong reasons. And when I met my husband, there was like, my heart opened again, and I was like, I feel something new. It's like love, love. And we were friends for a long time. We were just friends for some time, and really kind of tried to even avoid each other at moments where we're like, well, this is not a convenient relationship to start for either one of us. And I don't know what to say. Like, I had so many dreams about him, which I know can be very misleading for some people in some scenarios, but I had so many really sweet and meaningful dreams of like pointing me like, this is the one. This man really actually loves you and wants what's best for you. And even if that means not being together, like, that's real love, And so it just took some time for us to really admit that to each other. And you make hard decisions sometimes to be together, but once you are, it like, everything fits, everything's right, everything's easy after that. So I would say when you meet the right person, I think you do know. And you can try to ignore that and it will keep kind of returning to you and like there's no running from it. You know what I mean? There's just like it's meant to be.
Oh, I absolutely agree. From talking to a bunch of people who have been married and stuff, and they all give the advice of you will know when you know. And it's a thing. Like I really believe that. And what you said about dreams, there also have been plenty of people who have said, no, the Lord gave me a dream. And we've heard people say, is it from the Lord or is it in your own head? And they said, how will you know if the Lord is speaking to you? When it comes true in real life, then you know it was the Lord.
Yes, yes. I think dreams are so unusual. We have so many of them every single night. And there are different types of dreams. I think sometimes it's like the mind working out the like through gibberish, like the day's events, or it's just sort of like the symbolic whatever, and you can discard it very easily. But there are other dreams that really stick with you that feel like a message, and those are definitely the dreams to I think pay attention to, at least. Or I realize too, like they have influenced me kind of unconsciously, like yeah, I think when you'll feel it in your heart when it's like a dream for you, a dream to like listen to. And you can also just like feel it in your heart when it's not. You're like, oh, this is gibberish, So I think it's really making sense out of those two things, which is hard.
Oh, but you're exactly right. And I love that, your dreams literally came true in your husband. And speaking of dreams come true, The Chosen, okay, cool thing happening this weekend. You guys are premiering in theaters tomorrow, episodes 1 and 2. And I mean, personally, my family and I have already bought tickets to see it at the IMAX. So we're so excited.
Yay.
Yes, and I got a huge fan in my aunt. She watched the season just recently and she finished it. And she's like, Brittany, I was so mad. The very end, I was like, and then Jesus comes up and it opens and then they stop it. And I said, but what do you know? Season 3 comes out next week. So we're taking her to get to see this show.
Start right where we ended. So like she'll be very excited about the first portion of episode 1, which is some of the best editing and music and acting I've seen in a long time.
Can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to see in episodes 1 and 2, and maybe just like a season 3 overhaul in general?
I mean, season 3, everything's getting bigger and more dangerous. The stakes are getting higher. Everyone's starting to sort of step into the roles that we're more familiar with. The women start helping finance the ministry. And the 12 disciples kind of go out. They start, I don't want to give anything away, but they go out into the world and are really, I think, put to the test. And all 12 of them, Judas has just recently joined, so like this is all very new to him, and they all go out and they're challenged, and they are kind of really having and being forced to like live what Jesus is teaching. And it's putting your money where your mouth is, sort of thing. And it gets more dangerous, of course. The politics of the time, the religion, like everyone's like paying attention to what's happening. There's something very big happening here. And in episodes 1 and 2, which are the only ones I've seen so far, yeah, we begin where we ended. So we get to hear some of the Sermon on the Mount, which is, I think, my favorite sermon. It's so beautiful and it's so well done. And as he's speaking it, we get to see how it influences each of the characters, all the disciples and the women, in different ways, in very specific ways to them, and how they can apply that to their lives, and how that changes them in the moment, and how it affects their relationships with each other. It's really beautiful. Some of the best performances too I've seen. There's a beautiful scene with Jordan Ross in episode 2. I can't wait for the world to see it. It is one of the most beautifully written and acted scenes between him and Jesus, Jonathan Rumi. And then yeah, there's like all sorts of just new challenges, new characters. I can't wait for the world to see it. It's so good.
I know we have to wrap up, and I just have one last question. You said something interesting. We're going to see women financing. So some people will say, well, people in the Christian faith, women are looked down upon, which we know that in Bible times, women were looked down upon, but that doesn't mean God approved it. So can you tell us a little bit
Right.
from within, like, wow, they're going to be lifted up. This is interesting. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus treats the women with so much respect, um and they have such an important role in the ministry. They kind of keep things, practical and moving, and it's interesting to see how the writers made all of this make sense of them starting to finance the ministry. Like all of them are kind of broke, so it's not like they have personal means, but they are given a gift and they're able to sort of multiply it. And they really like kind of put their smarts to the test. And Amber Shano Williams, who plays Tamar, has a really good background in like business and entrepreneurship, and is able to apply that. So it's really nice to see like all these women kind of coming together to make things work, as we do.
All right, guys, thank you for checking out my chat with Elizabeth Tabish of The Chosen. Are you guys going to check out season 3? Let me know in the comment section below. What did you like most about this interview? What was so interesting that you found that she said? Let me know that in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm Brittany Valadez for bravelydaily.com. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.